Hi, my name is Lynn, and I used to be a daycare provider, and I might still be in the next coming months. So it affected me, and I'm a PCA worker, among other things. And I am so grateful that I got a pamphlet from the Yankee Institute, and also from a call from J.R. Romano's company, because I felt so alone in this. I don't want to stand still. When I first read the brochure, I kept thinking, boy, they're going to the extreme, you know, don't let them pick at our pocket or be bullied, and I kept thinking that sounds kind of exaggerated. But I have heard stories from other PCA workers where they tried to barge in to their house. Another lady had a child at home, a young girl, she was around 11. She had another child in the home also, and the union workers stood in the driveway waiting after they told them to leave. So they felt really, I mean, it scared the child, but I've been hearing a lot of stories, and I kept thinking, boy, this isn't far off base. And plus, we're being bullied by our governor. Just the fact that this can happen. So in one of my other jobs, I work for a state marshal, and his job's union, and he told me, he said, the union does nothing for his position. And so he's allowing me to take time off when I need it. I'm going to the Capitol. I'm willing to take anybody can send me an email if they don't know who their state rep is. You can email me your letter. I will give it to the appropriate person, and I also want to forward it to the Capitol. And if you don't want to email, you can mail it to me. That way, all you have to do is write how you feel, handwrite it, or type it in the computer and email it to me, and I'm going to go forward with it. I'll do what I can to help. The disabled person I work for is very dead set against this. He also, there's 3 of us employees that work for the gentleman I work for. He has Lou Gehrig's disease, and he does not want to have to pay workman's comp. We all work under 25 hours a week because he cannot afford to pay it. Now, according to the union, they're going to increase our hours. I've spoken with a lot of PCAs, and they have other jobs like myself. So we would either have to quit our job, and I've been working for the gentleman I've been with for over 6 years, and I've worked other jobs through the agency that takes care of the disabled. So it's going to affect a lot of PCAs. And so I'm willing to help. At any rate, he would be willing to let me have time off if needed, but he is also going to the Capitol with me, and hopefully I can get him to speak. Now, if he gets sick, he's not going to be able to come because he has diabetes and other issues, but so far he's coming, and hopefully he'll meet Mrs. Ludlam. I think that's her name?
Yeah.
But he has been so helpful, and he has a lot of time on his hands since he's disabled. I can give anyone who's interested a copy of, if they don't have the executive orders, but I also have a sample union resignation letter. I also have information about the Yankee Institute, who had a beautiful article in the Connecticut Mirror. I would advise Connecticut Mirror has written a lot of articles about this. I have plenty of copies of that if anyone wants to read them, or I'll make copies and send them to you. I also have a printout from the Office of Fiscal Analysis that's an explanation regarding what the PCA duties exactly are. I have a few other articles. If anyone's interested, I can make copies. So, again, feel free to email me. If no one can figure out who their legislator or state rep is, I'll figure it out. I'm in this. I'm in this. I've got to Capitol.
Before we move forward.
It's lowercase LAF, L is in lion, A is in apple, F is in Frank, _ 06770. That's Nogget, that's the zip code, that's where I live. And I also work for an attorney at yahoo.com.
Thank you.
And I know Rosa DeLaura, I've spoke to Lieberman before. As it was mentioned here, I'm learning. I wasn't that involved in politics, and I did. I used to be an independent voter, and I turned Democrat. So they can say what they want about Democrats. I'm going to let them know I'm a Democrat and I'm against this. And I am learning a lot about the political process, and it's sickening how the more you learn about this, if you have time, and even if you don't have time, I'll get your message heard. And that's the main thing here. I don't want anything shoved down my throat, especially not knowing what exactly is going to happen. They've been telling us the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, and they're promising everything. Tell me what funds it's going to come out of, this extent paid time off. That's going to come out of the disabled gentleman's allotment that he gets from the state. I'm not that greedy. I don't need a raise for these people. I've worked for a few disabled people, and my neighbor has MS too. She doesn't qualify for the program, so she has to suffer on her own. If they keep taking, like somebody had mentioned, there's only so much money for Care for Kids. If they up the rates for wages or whatever, it's going to mean less people are able to take it. I don't believe in having people, God bless them, I wish people could have paid time off nowadays, but with this economy, who can have that now, realistically? I used to work for the state. I know what benefits they get. It's surreal. So, thank you, and I'll help any way I can.
What's your name?